Welcome to the first session of diet through One World Yoga. So, today we will be talking about the very important points of diet. So, understanding the base of sattvic diet. There are different definitions, different perceptions of people when it comes to the word diet. So here in Sattvic diet, we are not going to, do some special kind of diet which is limited to certain time or limited to certain people. Here we are going to understand that from, India, from Indian science of yoga, from Indian philosophy, what is the understanding of diet and how it can help us if we follow it, what changes it can bring into our life. So, the most important, saying from our Upanishad, from our Vedas is Annam Brahma Asmi. Annam means food. Brahma means, universal consciousness, the absolute. Asmi means it is. So, Annam, the food, is considered as the universal consciousness. There is another important saying, there are four, five Mahavakyas. One of the Vakyas, Mahavakyas means the ancient saying by great people, great sayings. One of them is Aham Brahmasmi. Aham means me, Brahma, absolute consciousness, the universal consciousness. And it is considered like, the union of ourself with the universal consciousness, what yoga is. So we are considered as, becoming one with universal consciousness. And the same thing is said for food also. Annam Brahmasmi. Even food is, universal consciousness. So, understanding the importance of food, what is there in the food, why it is so important. So, as per one of the great Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, it talks about there are three important parts of the food. It is divided into three important parts food. So, when we consume the food, the first part of the food is first or the one of the part of the food is that which become our flesh, become our body. Second part of the food is the part that is eliminated from the body, that which is unwanted and it is thrown out of the body through different ways. And the third important part is mind. So even our mind becomes from the food. It's very important to understand. When our body came into this world, when we were born, our size, our weight of the body, it was almost, 3 to 4 kgs of weight. And from that moment, we have started consuming. We started with drinking milk, and then we started having solids, and then whatnot. So many varieties of food we have consumed. So that food not only gives energy to our body, but that food is also helping us to form our body, our cells, our all the organs, different bones, different muscles, our hair, our skin, our eyes, everything. So the food is also forming our body. It is becoming ourself. So food is becoming ourself. So if we understand the importance of the food, if we take care of what goes inside, we can take care of the quality of material that we are building from, isn't it? If you see a building, it has different raw materials which is used to form that building. If that material is strong, obviously the building is going to stay for long. Building is going to be strong, irrespective of different situation that building has to face. And in case if those raw materials are weak, are not of good quality, that will reflect in the building's functionality. And it may not stay for that period of time that was expected from that. Yeah, so I hope you understand that The quality of food that we give to our body actually defines the quality of body, quality of, things that how our body is formed. Yeah. So this is one thing. And the other thing is that our body use the energy from food to run. Yeah. So understanding that these two things are important. We only see that, we only feel mostly that we need energy, that's why we eat food. So we eat whatever comes to us that gives us energy, we eat the food. But we are also becoming from the that food. So our body is also getting formed from that food. So this will again give us the importance, the value of the food that we consume. Yeah. So now coming to the next part, that is only food that we consume through our mouth is forming our body, or there can be different kind of other things that can form us. So here I'm going to talk about our five senses. So from the day when we were born, we have started listening, we have started looking at the things, we can feel the touch of our mother, we can, even after some time we start tasting also, we know the taste of the milk that our mother feeds us. Yeah, so our five senses are working. We can hear the sound. So everything that we come across till now from these five senses, that is all is like kind of a food we are consuming. And that is how we are, our life is getting formed, our experiences are coming into picture. Isn't it? Think about it. So that whole is our food only, isn't it? We are consuming everything. What we are looking, what we are listening, what we are tasting, what we are hearing, what we are touching. Yeah. So this is for you to understand that how important is of the actions that we do, all the things that we are doing, that is important. And along with the food, when we are eating the food, at that time what all these senses are doing, that is very important. So we'll come to it. Before that, we'll also understand about three types of diets, three types of categorization of food. So, as per Bhagavad Gita, it is also one of the major Upanishad, major scripture from Indian philosophies, from Indian tradition. So, these in the chapter 17, it talks about the three categories of food. The first one is sattvic food, second one is rajasic food, and third one is tamasic food. So coming to sattvic food, what is sattvic food? So sattvic food is the food which when we consume gives us a balanced state of mind. So whatever fresh things we consume, which is not adulterated, not processed, the all fresh food that is given to us by nature comes into sattvic food. So that which when we eat it, fresh food, that will keep our state of mind balanced. Then second category of food comes as the rajasic food. So rajasic food is the food which when we consume leads to restlessness. So what are those things? So those things which have lots of, everything in excess. More salt, more sugar, more oil, anything extra, anything more in amount that will lead to, in the taste, in the flavor, that will lead to the rajas in us. Rajas that will make us more ourself oriented, like we will be more self focused, self I am the best, our ego will boost when we will continue having rajasic food. Even non-vegetarian food which is cooked with lots of spices comes under rajasic food items. Then third category of food is tamasic food. So what is tamasic food? The food, when we consume tamasic food, then that food give rise to lethargy, inertia. that makes us lazy. So, what are those kind of food items? So, anything that is stale, that is kept for longer hour, that has crossed 3 to 4 hours of cooking period. So, anything that we purchase from grocery stores, which are kept in the shelves of grocery stores, which are, prepared few months back, or they have this expiry that this will last for 1 month, 6 month, 1 year, 3 years. All these items comes under tamasic food items. So when we consume tamasic food items, what happens? It takes away our energy. The energy required to digest food is more than any nutrition value in that food. So that makes us lethargic, that makes us inert, and we stop our own progress. So in these days, when everyone is actually being struggling with their stress issues, so having sattvic food will make them more calm, more balanced, and that is what the need of the hour in the world is. Yeah, so this is very important to understand. And from now on, you try to see your food in these three categories. Whatever you are eating in your breakfast, in your lunch, in your dinner, make sure you categorize your food into sattvic, tamasic, rajasic. And try to consume as much sattvic as possible and avoid tamasic and rajasic item as much as possible. So in sattvic food items, all the fresh food will come, like fresh fruits, vegetables, homely cooked food, without processed items. You are using whole grains, whole seeds, not processing, not removing the cover of the seeds. The flours made from whole grains, and having a fresh milk which is not opened from the packets, but which is maybe taken from the farmer who is taking care of his cows very well, not torturing the cows, not giving them hormonal injections. Yeah, so if we get that fresh vegetables, fruits, and if we consume them, then that gives us the best health. Even the cooked food, which is not overcooked or less cooked, rightly cooked food, fresh food, that freshly cooked food is comes under sattvic. So this is the first video for you. So make sure you start following whatever you have gained from it. Make notes of it, and if you have any queries, anything, make sure you let me know. Okay. I hope you will enjoy, understanding about diet, and following become more easy for you. All right. Thank you.